What is up, fellas? JPS delivers here. It's been a busy week. It was a very busy weekend celebrating a friend of mine. She graduated, well, from graduate school. Congrats to her as she moves on into her professional career. And she's someone who is definitely in position to live out her dream. She's going to be going to... Not many people can say that. She's going to be working as a social worker and all to her. It's definitely a difficult job. My girlfriend has worked with her before. Not hands-on like her position is, but all to her. All to all to anybody who's living out their dream and living and doing things that they enjoy to do. And even more of a pleasure, I'm sure it is, for her to get paid to make a living off of something she enjoys doing. But hey, in other news, more important things to us, or to y'all specifically. This is Madden 2009, Madden NFL 2009. It's the Eagles. It is the Redskins. We need Vince Young and them to step up. On quite the winning streak, I'd have to say. Last 5 games, I think lost the most recent game. But this is a big game right here. We already made the playoffs pretty much, trying to get playoff positioning. Maybe we can win 2 games, 12-4. Put yourself, especially in a season in which it's the first season for a fantasy franchise, in which technically by default, when you're looking at it, if it was all the same kind of computer drafting with itself, it should have a decent amount of 8-8 teams, just because more of the teams are more even, just considering it's a snake draft and everything like that. But hey, this team is 10-4. I thought we did a pretty good job. It does help having training camp and whatnot, but we played well with this team with Kevin Jones, moving players like Vernon Golston. Speaking of that sack on that play, but here we go. Kevin Jones on the outside, beautiful move up the middle, definitely establishing the running game, utilizing a dual threat running back. Speaking of a nice dual threat running back, we do have 2 rookies on this team as backup running backs, just in case Kevin Jones might be asking for too much money. We're going to have to deal with the C. Roy Williams is going to ask for too much money. I'm going to try to make Chris Henry a stud at wide receiver for us, and I mean stud for overall ranking. Nice catch right there by Mr. O'Neal at fullback. Chris Henry, man, that would be a nice narrative to have. What could have been from Mr. Henry? Unfortunately, rest in peace to the man. Played for the Bengals. We saw TJ Houshmandzadeh and Chad Johnson move their way in. I know Chad Johnson already established himself when Chris Henry was there. But hey, Chris Henry was showing promise. He had the stature. He was a big-bodied dude, could leap in the air. Could he have had a little bit of a similar impact as what A.J. Green has had for this team? Look at this shit, what's happening. Sorry for the fucking thing bouncing off. It's the upscaler. A ton of tackles by David Harris today for this team. But hey, when you're getting a lot of fucking passes thrown down the middle, nice little defensive pursuit now, 3rd and 1. Trying to get a stop, but Anquan Bolden, they had Derek Mason, Anquan Bolden, and Chris Chambers, and fucking Fred Taylor at running back. I mean, that guy's beasting and feasting. 3rd and 5 now, trying to get the first down, but it wasn't even Fred Taylor running the ball, setting up the kick, and nicely done. However, it is holding on the play. We're going to get the punt. It's a nice defensive showing so far by both these teams to start off, but I felt like we should have scored a touchdown or 2 or whatnot, just considering we were able to move the ball, down the field pretty well running it. I mean, Kevin Jones is a big reason for that. Dude, easily the second high, or I actually think Kevin Jones has the most receptions on this team at the end of the season, which is funny enough, but he didn't make the Pro Bowl. Had 1,200 yards, doesn't make the Pro Bowl. Yes, I know, fellas, I'm not going to tell you the outcome of this game. But I'm going to tell you what, is that we still made the playoffs, obviously. I don't have to spoil anything to tell you all that. But we'll have to see if we win this game in order to win the division, to make ourselves in position to get a bye for this one. But we'll just have to see. Vince Young, his throwing, his awareness just isn't there. He's improving quite a bit. But, Vince Young in the NFL was never fully that great at being aware. The dude was just a stud athlete. That should have been picked off on that one. Actually, I remember this game specifically, there's so many fucking things setting up for interceptions by our team, but we never really got any in this game for the most part. That should have been a pick. Could have been a pick 6. We know how fast some of these cornerbacks can, and of course, when I fucking try to control the middle linebacker, or don't end up using the middle linebacker on that play, it does not pan out well. Third down, pass to Roy Williams. 4th and 1. Not really getting anything done besides a field goal in this game so far, and now it's the second half. Now with the ball, Vince Young, don't have to try to get cute right here. Dive on the ground. I don't even know. Do you have to go like backward and press the dive button as well? I don't know, but Mr. Avant, Mr. Anus, there's a guy named with the last name Avant, and he used to be a turd. He was a friend of my best friend's older brother in high school, and the dude, his last name was Avant, but he would be a turd about everything, including the fact that he would write his name in cursive as he would write everything in cursive. He chose to write in cursive, but hey, that should tell you enough about a guy, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? And with his name being Avant, we called him Anus because we fucked with him as younger brothers to a dude's friend, or just being, having that younger sibling. I was a friend of the younger sibling. We called his older brother friend, not a Avant, but called him Anus because that's apparently how Mr. Avant would scribe his name down on cursive. So yeah, that's I'm gonna finally end that useless story. Hopefully you can take it with what you will on that one. Just like Fred Taylor is just absolutely just snapping necks and cashing checks, taking names. That's what I was really trying to go for. And just like Mr. Todd Collins goes for Anquan Bolden. And again, here we go. This is what happens when your team isn't able to get all the way down the field, utilize their strengths. I mean, you got Roy Williams at wide receiver, Kevin Jones at running back. You got Vince Young. Should be able to. I mean, we're gonna have to think that. I mean, at this point, it was just like, holy shit, what are we gonna do at this point? Averaging 23 points, nearly 24 points a game, and there you go. One way to do that: hit the man, fucking Roy Williams. Dude's like 93 overall. Dude can leap out of the building. He can easily catch the ball. Very athletic for his size, and bam, right there, trying to utilize their speed, and right there just doesn't do shit about it. And then on third down, Mr. Anus, wide open, not able to control him well. I think even if we didn't try to control him right there, it would have led an incompletion. Looked like we overthrew him anyways, which pisses me off because he's wide open. That pass should be completed any day of the fucking week. And then a nice catch. Mr. Chris Chambers just balling out on us in this game. And incomplete. That should have been a fucking interception. That could have been a pick six. But here we go. Marching our way down the field. Just falls right into the lap, into the hands of Mr. Roy Williams. Making our way down the field after that huge-ass play. What can we do on this one? Trying to set up a play, well, through the air at least. Saw Mr. Roy Williams right there, but his head, fuck it. I fucked up before doing that stuff. Give it, and also too, I fucked up having the running back, trying to get him style points with a touchdown. And, well, in that case, you got to run the ball with the fucking fullback. Incomplete pass. Not getting the much needed. Doesn't even matter if we, well, if we would have converted, would have given us another chance. But, 10 yards back. And then finally, the most fucking absurd chance to get an interception. We ended up getting it. Kevin Jones now down the field, utilizing that man easily. 50, 60 yards on the day. Nice play by him, trying to move the ball around, but hey, Vince Young moving it again, gets a touchdown, nicely done. Does a nice little moonwalk, even though he's been kind of overrated this season. He's progressed to 93 overall, and there you go, nice move. Stiff arm by the fucking backup running back, who's probably fucking, 69 overall. And I don't even know, I not only mean that as a joke, I'm pretty damn sure that dude's probably 69 overall. Get the trip right here, 3rd and 2. Mr. Fred Taylor's going to get a touchdown on this one. Let's just have a minute of silence for this shit. Alright, I've had my sip of Gatorade. Minute of silence over with. Defensive pass interference. Now it's kind of junk yards. Trying to get down the field. I've noticed that Dustin Keller, we haven't been using all too much, even though we use like an Antonio Gates, a Todd Heap, in the other fantasy franchises. We got an athletic rookie at tight end. Really got to maximize this guy's potential. There's no reason for us not to, especially when Roy Williams is just by himself dealing with this shit. And here we go. Vince Young gets the first down. And then less than a minute to go. This game is just a shit show for the most part. It seemed like things were going well on defense, but eventually, hey man, Madden's going to catch up to you. And, oh, there you go. Look at this fucking play, though. I mean, Vince Young, if his consistency was right there, Dante Hall with a nice touchdown, and it was not a kickoff return or a punt return for a touchdown. And then to end the game, Mr. Shanico, whatever the fuck. And there you go, Redskins win. Now they have the advantage in the division. Both teams make the playoffs. I'm pretty certain we're 10-5 each, which is good records, I have to say. That should get you in the playoffs, especially in a first year, like I said, about the snake draft. Whatever. There's Andy Reid all patchy, like, nyeh, nyeh, nyeh. I mean, maybe we can do something in the playoffs. We'll have to see. But next video will be a breakdown of the playoffs. It's just not much going here. Still got a decent, completion percentage, but I don't give a shit. We've won games where he's completed the ball at 30%, 40%. Shouldn't do shit. It should not do shit, but 100 yards by Roy Williams. But again, we need to win games. 7 catches, 74 yards. Utilized a couple of our guys, but still gotta should have put ourselves more in a rushing position with Kevin Jones. As we could see, only 1 interception on the day. How many sacks? 5 sacks. Patrick Kearney dumped on us. Stinks. But this is a good Redskins team. I will say, good Redskins team. No one over 100 yards surprises. As always, fellas, take it easy. See you next video. Let's go Eagles. Just for the video and fuck that team.